In downtown Trenton, Tennessee, you will find an unusual mural that covers a lot of historical events in the town's history. In today's Look at Trenton, Tennessee mural, we will walk through the history of the Teapot collection by Doctor Frederick Freed and the birth of the Teapot Festival. We will take a look at the mural first and then go into the actual history of why it's found there. The mural was painted by artist Les MacDiamrid of Martin, Tennessee. The mural took 4.5 months to complete in 2012. The history of the mural was submitted by Fred Culp, who is a Gibson County historian. Downtown walking tours are available upon request. We will be covering this mural in the stages of history and by topics to give each piece of Trenton's history the ample time it deserves. As usual, we do not rush our stories due to our desire to be as accurate as possible in our videos and articles. Come along with us as we dive into the history of Trenton, Tennessee. All aboard the Kentucky Tennessee Living Time Machine. Please fasten your seatbelts and keep your arms and legs inside of the vehicle at all times. But to get going, we need your help. We still need to fire up that time machine to transport us. Please help us by clicking on the like, subscribe, and bell notification buttons down below. Not only does this fire up the time machine for our flight back in time, but it convinces the YouTube algorithm that we need a bigger vehicle to reach more people who love history as much as you do. Now, back to our story. The first thing that is noticed about the mural is that there are 5 strange-looking teapots featured in the artwork. These are actually values that were donated to the collection by Doctor Frederick Freed. These were featured during the opening ceremonies of the Teapot Festival. According to the pamphlet written by Fred Culp, Historical Museum Incorporated, quote, the table holds a teapot of a gentleman resting with his dog beside of him. The vapor-like cloud of steam is spiring out of the figurine's head. This is matched with the steam cup of tea with the emblem of Tennessee Arts Commission picture on the side, unquote. So, what is so special about these particular teapots anyway? Well, they're not just any teapot that can be purchased at any goods store. They are actually artwork using the night-light teapots as their medium. The idea of using ceramics were born in Europe during the late 18th century. They were first designed to be used in sick rooms and nurseries. The small teapots kept soups, warm porridge, and drinks warm for the patients. It is also notable that Napoleon Bonaparte used these in his tents at night as a nightlight. The veilleuls started out as a simple warming dish sitting on top of a small pedestal containing a shallow dish that held a candle or goblet or a small vessel of oil. When the oil was lit, the contents of the small warming dish was heated. It did not go unnoticed that when the oil was lit, the pedestal gave off a soft nightlight effect. This caught on, and the artists of the time began making decorative versions to be used for tea and other beverages. Dr. Freed's celebrated collection stems primarily from the French 19th century versions of this idea. However, his collection ranges from 1750 through 1860. They are decorative figurines that conceal the fact that they are simply a teapot on a warming pedestal. As the popularization of these pieces of art began to grow among Europe's upper crust in society, the artwork also began to grow more elaborate, with many of the teapots depicting scenes of life of humans and animals alike. In a couple of cases, the figurines seemed to be engaged in some sort of action, like a woman holding yarn, or a musketeer holding a hat, or animals at play. The town of Trenton was very pleased when the 525 teapots were donated to the city of Trenton in 1955. At first, the collection was put on display at the Peabody High School auditorium. When a new municipal building was constructed, Dr. Freed and the city built a museum for the purpose of housing the collection. The museum is also the City of Trenton City Council chambers and is perhaps the only city council to hold its meeting among the inside of a multi-million-dollar artwork collection. The city later on began holding a Teapot Festival around the collection. Doctor Frederick Freed, a native of Trenton, was a professor of gynecology at New York State University. For 40 years, Doctor Freed collected the artistic teapots from all over the world. At first, the collection was to be donated to the Metropolitan Museum of Art in New York City. However, at the suggestion of his brother, Freed donated the collection to the city of Trenton instead. While held as the, quote, world's largest collection of porcelain values theories, unquote, there are other worthy of note collections in Europe in countries of France, Switzerland, and Italy. For a look inside of the museum, check out our video playlist called Dr. Freed's Teapot Museum. The next thing we will notice about the mural is a tablecloth that the man and the dog teapot is sitting on. It is black and white checked, with speed signs reading 31 miles per hour. Posted all around the downtown area are speed signs that do indeed have this speed limit posted. This is to let everyone know that if you are clocked at 32 miles per hour, you may get a speeding ticket. And the town of Trenton is very serious about the speed limit. The next thing that is observed is the open magazine with pictures of prominent people and places. The original Rosewald School, 1928 through 1968, the Peabody High School, 1917 to 1980, and Professor Gentry McKee, Doctor Frederick Freed, Coach Wallace Wade, and Captain Quentin Rankin. The Rosewald School, 1928 to 1968, was part of a collaboration to address the education of formerly enslaved people and their future generations. It was part of a Republican effort of the Reconstruction after the Civil War. There were many disputes over funding, but 5,000 schools were built in the South as well as the states of Oklahoma, Missouri, Kentucky, and Maryland. During this time period, approximately one-third of African American students were educated through this effort. The Peabody High School, 1917 through 1980, operated as a special district inside of Trenton, Tennessee. It educated students from grades 9 through 12. Because the Trenton campus of the Dyersburg State Community College was on campus, students could attend classes at college while also attending high school to obtain college credit. Professor Gentry Richard McGee was born in Ebenezer, Mississippi, September 17, 1840. McGee was educated at Andrew College. He taught in Trenton, Tennessee for 26 years. McGee taught in other schools in the area and held a term of 4 years as principal and 8 years as a superintendent of the city schools. He was also a published author of School History of Tennessee, published October 1899, author of many articles for school journals and teachers' assemblies. He also helped to found the Mont Eagle Sunday School Assembly, July 4, 1883. McGee also worked in instructing teachers' institutes and summer schools. Coach Wallace Wade was a coach of football, basketball, and baseball, and a college athletics administrator. He worked at the University of Alabama, Duke University, and Vanderbilt University. He served as commissioner of the Southern Conference from 1951 to 1960. During his tenure of his coaching positions, his teams won national championships, 10 Southern Conference football titles, coached in 5 Rose Bowls, was inducted into the College Football Hall of Fame as coach in 1955. Captain Quentin Rankin, during the Spanish-American War, served with the 2nd Tennessee Volunteer Infantry. When he returned after the war, he was chief counsel for the West Tennessee Land Company, who was trying to control the fishing interest of Reelfoot Lake. He was taken from his bed along with his fellow attorney, Robert Z. Taylor, on the night of October 21st, 1908. He was brought to the shores of Reelfoot Lake, where a rope was placed around his neck by the night riders. He was hung from a makeshift gallows for refusing to yield his position on lake rights. In next week's video, we will be taking a look at the window painted on the mural and the historical people and events that it depicts. Thank you. Kentucky, Tennessee Living would like to thank you for watching our video series on the Trenton, Tennessee Historical Mural. Don't forget to hit that like button, as the more likes we receive, the more likely YouTube is to suggest our videos to other viewers. Also, to receive notice when we upload a new video, be sure to subscribe and click the bell notification button. Be sure to double check that you are subscribed, as some of our viewers are finding that they are no longer subscribed to our channel. We thank you for continuing to support Kentucky, Tennessee Living as we are discovering the mysteries in Appalachian history.